Well, hi everybody, Diane from California Tea and Herbal here in my backyard on an absolutely beautiful spring day, a day after a nice rainstorm, which is unusual for us here in Southern California. And today I'm going to talk to you about a tea and show it to you and brew it for you that you've probably seen in mall tea shops. And it's called, normally there, it seems to be called monkey-picked oolong. But it has two other names, Tieguanyin and also Iron Goddess of Mercy. But we sell it under the name Tieguanyin, and that is the original name. And the other two are kind of stories that have come about over the years, which I'm not sure can really be verified on this monkey pick. For instance, the monkeys were apparently used by monks to climb up into the tallest branches of these older tea trees to pick the leaves where it was risky for the humans to go. But, you know, I kind of doubt that. It's not being done today for sure. So that's one of those three names. And so let me tell you a little bit about it. So Tieguanyin is an oolong that is at the medium stage of oxidation. And actually, this Tieguanyin is roasted, and it is just an incredibly toasty tea. It also has some smoky notes and nutty notes, and some can taste slight fruity notes as well. It's really probably my husband's first or second favorite oolong, along with milk oolong. Has such depth of flavor, and you can actually steep this tea and then steep it again and steep it the third time. Some even go farther than that, and some people do very short infusions done the traditional way of steeping. It is actually, like I said, at the medium level of oxidation, and ours is grown in Taiwan. Now, Taiwan is known to have excellent conditions to grow oolong, to have oolong teas from this area, because the terroir, the high mountains, it just has some of the most delicious and the best oolong results in the world. And so this is a Taiwanese grown oolong. However, the cultivars actually come from China, Wu Yi and Qingshan, and I'm not a very good pronouncer. Qing S. No, I'm not going to spell it. I'll check it when I go inside. I practice saying this. Qingshan in China. And these cultivars were brought to Taiwan, and so this is actually a Chinese tea, but it is grown in Taiwan. Now, I hate to do this because it's so beautiful out here, but I want to go inside and show you what this looks like. It's a very tightly wound oolong. Also, from Taiwan comes an oolong that's probably it's best known for, and that's called Formosa oolong. Formosa is probably just about the tightest wound oolong in, well, anywhere. Can take up to 5 minutes to really get it to release its infusion flavors well. And again, this Tieguanyin that I'm going to show you, we suggest 4 minutes, and then you can re-steep it. Now, I suggest actually that when you re-steep it, try it at 3 minutes. Sometimes once it's unwound a little, it'll be quite strong on the second infusion, and some people consider second infusions the best infusions. So let's go inside and take a look. Okay, so two things. My friend Bill over at the very popular Tiny House Prepper channel, all about prepping for anything that might come up in life that we should be prepared for, and also a kind of a tiny house living expert. Just love Bill and Elizabeth, but Bill had talked to me, he's kind of mentored me on developing my own channel on tea, and he said, Diane, you and I just don't smile enough. So first of all, I want to say that I do smile. what happens is that I get so concentrated on what I want to share with you that I forget to smile. Now, number two, I just went and listened to a lot of pronunciations, and the one that I am going with is Kuan Shin. Kuan Shin. Now, that would be Q-I-N-G X-I-N. Now, how would you like to try to pronounce that? So that's my take on Kuan Shin pronunciation. Now, if you have another pronunciation, you may use it with my blessings. Now let's go in and I'll brew some up for you of this beautiful Tieguanyin. All right, friends, you can see how tightly wound this Tieguanyin is. I'm going to put in a fork so you can get a perspective of the size. You can also see that the color has very little green left to it. It has been roasted to a midpoint between green and black. So it's a very dark looking tea actually, and you will see that the infusion is an absolutely beautiful color. Let's go do that. All right, friend, here are the results, and this is a 4-minute steep. Now, some people suggest that you use a tablespoon per 8 ounces. I'd say that's a pretty good rule of thumb. Now, oolongs are interesting because they really can vary, but on Tieguanyin, I would say do a tablespoon per 8 to 10 ounces. And some people want to actually do a gaiwan method of brewing, and if you're doing gaiwan, then you would do about a minute for your first infusion, about a half a minute for the next two, and then go back to over a minute up to 2 minutes for any other infusions you want to do. Okay, I've moved back outside and I just want to show you the color with the sun hitting it here. It's just such a gorgeous golden, coppery golden color. Now let's taste it. All right, this is always my favorite part, and that's the tasting. The fragrance is so lovely. I ran this by my husband's little nose, and he keeps getting smoky, but upon reflection and listening to my input about the roasted nutty fragrance, he said he thinks that's closer too. I don't really get fruitiness out of this, and I always try to tell you exactly how things smell and taste to me. So I'm going to suggest you will probably find this a very toasty, roasty, nutty tasting, very satisfying. If oolongs kind of scare you, and they do some people because they just haven't had them, it's a great group of teas, and though they may seem a little more expensive, they're really not, because guess what? I'm going to be getting 3 separate infusions out of this wonderful tea today, and so really that amortizes the cost probably below some other teas. You know, loose tea really is about the same price as bagged, and so much better. Now let's take a sip. Yes, that is a chestnut-y, I would call it a chestnut-y flavor. Really wonderful. Try it again. Ah, so good. You know, I hope that these are relaxing videos for you, and I'm trying to present tea as very user-friendly. Wow, it's like a friend to me, you know, and there's so many to suit whatever mood you may be in. Well, I'm going to cut it off now, not to get too windy, and want to thank you for watching. Ask you to please subscribe if you haven't. And if you're watching and not subscribing, trust me, it really helps if you subscribe. And then if you would please, if you enjoyed it, like and share with your friends. And you know what? I'm gonna go surprise my husband. Well, actually, I've already surprised him with a cup of this, but I'm gonna pop into his office and see what he thinks. So, how was that Ti Kuan Yin?
Couldn't be any better. It really couldn't.
This,
I wouldn't know how you could make that better.
no, that's an Oolong guy speaking, folks.